If Nick Lachey had done exactly what his grandmother told him to do, his life would have turned out very differently. Here's how he went from a kid with a dream to boy bander to prolific reality star. Nick Lachey was born on November 7, 1973 in Kentucky, but he was raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. He grew up in a single-parent household where he had to take up extra responsibility at home while his mom, Kate, was at work. On top of that, his younger brother, Zach, was diagnosed with a mild form of autism when he was 7. Starting in the 4th grade, Lachey attended the School for Creative and Performing Arts. In 2009, he returned to his alma mater as part of the MTV musical series Taking the Stage. As he noted to the New York Daily News, that school is not like any other place in the world. It created a whole world of learning that you don't see very often in this country, especially on MTV.
How would a native of Cincinnati order their chili?
Whenever I'm in Skyline Chili, I always order a 5-way.
Before he became a famous pop star, Nick Lachey was a student at Ohio's Miami University. He was a sports medicine major, but then he traded that career path for a chance to make it big, so he dropped out of school. But not everyone in his family was happy about that, especially his grandmother, who tried to convince him to finish college. But Lachey's mind was made up, as he gave himself a year-long window to figure out if pursuing music was worth it. As he recalled to CNN in 2003, "You can always go back to school. You know, school will always be there. This opportunity won't necessarily always be there. You have to. If I didn't do it, I would have regretted not having taken a chance." In 1995, Jeff Timmons, Justin Jeffrey, Nick Lachey, and his brother Drew Lachey created the boy band 98 Degrees. Before their career completely blew up, they performed in multiple stops countrywide following the release of their first track, Invisible Man. It was nothing to write home about, as those days were spent in the discomfort of a home on wheels, as Nick Lachey recalled to HuffPost in 2017. "In the summer of '97, we literally got into a motorhome with our picture painted on the side and drove ourselves across the country, from gig to gig. We'd literally drive all night and show up in Myrtle Beach and play some 18 and older club, and then we'd get back in the motorhome. And it was a real hustle back in those days to try and make it, to try and differentiate yourselves. Soon enough, the group's hard work paid off in a big way."
Who saw something in all of you to put you together?
We actually put ourselves together.
98 Degrees' breakthrough may not have happened if they hadn't met another big name in music, as a connection with Montel Jordan led to them having an official manager and a deal with Motown Records. They then went from touring in a camper to the full superstar experience, which included buses, backup singers and dancers, security personnel, and a tour manager. But 98 Degrees' world dominance didn't last very long. In 2001, they took a sabbatical that lasted more than a decade. As Jeff Timmons divulged to Rolling Stone in 2021, "We were together finishing a long tour. 9/11 happened, and then everything was in flux. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And so we were all like, all right, let's go to our families." All of us just went in different directions and stayed there for over a decade. But it wasn't like a breakup or anything like that. In 1998, Nick Lachey met fellow pop star Jessica Simpson. They soon started dating before splitting up for half a year and then ultimately getting back together. They got apartments in the same building, and soon enough, he got down on one knee during a Hawaiian getaway. In October 2002, Lachey and Simpson tied the knot at a low-key 350-guest wedding at the Riverbend Chapel in Austin, Texas. Their time together as a married couple was chronicled on the MTV reality series Newlyweds, Nick and Jessica, which aired for 3 seasons from 2003 to 2005. As Lachey noted to CNN in 2003, "I think that who we are as people and who we are as newlyweds is very normal, and I think people can identify with the things that we go through, you know, as a newlywed couple."
Don't make fun of me right now, I'm not in the mood.
You act like you've never had tuna before.
2 years after 98 Degrees went their separate ways, Nick Lachey ventured out on his own as he released his debut solo studio album, SoulO, in November 2003, as he admitted to CNN at the time. "I'm very excited about it. I've worked really hard on it. I think it's always a challenge when you step out of a group to kind of identify what you're going to do." Despite Lachey's excitement, SoulO was nowhere near as successful as his 98 Degrees days, as it peaked at number 51 on the Billboard Albums chart. In 2005, Lachey signed with Jive Records, and his second solo album, What's Left of Me, hit shelves the following year. He's since released 2 more solo albums, 2013's A Father's Lullaby and 2014's Soundtrack of My Life. From 2003 to 2007, the MTV music video countdown show Total Request Live was hosted by Vanessa Minnillo. Nick Lachey was a frequent guest during this time, but he kept things with Minnillo on a platonic level, as he was still married to Jessica Simpson. The future Mrs. Vanessa Lachey was also in a serious relationship with someone else at the time. In general, the two of them remained cordial whenever they bumped into each other during this time. As she recalled to Billboard in 2017, "It was always about business, and it was always nice to see him." And as Lachey noted in that same interview, to. I wouldn't necessarily say TRL brought us together, but that was definitely part of our time together. Me being a musician and her being on-air talent. I saw her multiple times throughout the years when she was on TRL. In 2004, Nick Lachey made his acting debut on an episode of the NBC series American Dreams. He played Welsh singer Tom Jones and performed Jones' signature hit song, It's Not Unusual. Lachey followed that up with several more TV gigs, including the fantasy series Charmed and the sitcom Hope and Faith. In 2008, he served as the host of the ABC reality competition series High School Musical, Get in the Picture, which was about a group of teenagers honing their song and dance skills.
And someone brilliant, not myself, but someone brilliant came up with the idea to give a young person out there the opportunity to kind of step into that franchise.
The following year, Lachey began hosting The Sing-Off, a competition show for a cappella groups trying to break into the music industry. And then in 2013, he was the host of yet another music competition series, NBC's The Winner Is. In 2006, Nick Lachey's first marriage ended when he and Jessica Simpson divorced. Lachey opened up about the experience with Rolling Stone, as he admitted that he was surprised when Simpson told him that she didn't want to be married anymore. She reportedly didn't leave any room for couples therapy, and he accepted her terms. Their separation could have been more acrimonious had he asked for alimony, but he didn't. As he told Rolling Stone, "I have no intention of filing for spousal support, and I've been clear with Jessica about not wanting it." Simpson was reportedly dumbstruck by Lachey's revelations to the press before their divorce was finalized. As a source told People magazine, she was devastated, heartbroken. She didn't think he would do that. After splitting from Simpson, Lachey was reportedly romantically linked to Kim Kardashian and Real Housewives of Orange County cast member Lizzie Rovsek. Although they already knew each other from his guest appearance on TRL, it wasn't until Nick Lachey asked Vanessa Minnillo to appear in the music video for his song What's Left of Me that the two of them really got close. She had the impression that he reached out to her because she was attractive, but he was actually just trying to increase his odds of the video being played on TRL, as he confessed to People magazine.
I saw an opportunity, but there was some self-serving interest involved as well.
At the time, Lachey was back to being a single man, while Manillo's long-term relationship had also coincidentally come to an end. As she recalled to Billboard in 2017, "The video was the beginning of our relationship. That's what made it no longer friends and it got romantic. To the point that if you go back and look at the video, when he came to premiere it, I was so nervous and so crushing on him that I didn't show up for work that day. I called in sick." In 2010, Nick Lachey and Vanessa Minnillo announced that they were engaged. The following year, they had a pre-wedding cocktail celebration featuring 140 attendees at the London Hotel West Hollywood. And that July, they had a top-secret intimate destination wedding, which later aired as a TV special on TLC. The occasion happened on Necker Island, billionaire Richard Branson's private island in the British Virgin Islands. It had been the couple's vacation spot several times, so it was an easy pick for their wedding location. The wedding attendees were actually surprised by the destination. As Vanessa revealed to People magazine, nobody knew where they were going. Our wedding invitations were in the form of a plane ticket. We told them they were going away, and the attire was island chic. It was all very vague. In September 2012, Nick and Vanessa Lachey welcomed their first child together, a boy named Camden John. As they announced in a statement, "We are incredibly proud to announce the birth of our beautiful baby boy, Camden John Lachey. Born today at 6:54 p.m., he came into this world at 8 pounds, 9 ounces, and 21 inches. Love has truly been redefined for both of us." In January 2015, Lachey baby number 2 arrived, a girl named Brooklyn Elizabeth. And then their third child, a boy named Phoenix Robert, was born in December of the following year. They documented the joyous occasion in a sentimental post on Vanessa's Instagram that read, "It's a very Merry Christmas indeed. We had our Christmas miracle. Phoenix Robert Lachey decided to show up early and was born on Christmas Eve." Nick and Vanessa's parenting style has undergone an evolution over time. As Nick confessed to People magazine, they were more anxious when they just had Camden. But with their second, they found it to be notably easier, and by the time baby number 3 came around, they had loosened up completely. The big question now is, will this family continue to grow? As Vanessa told Us Weekly in 2020, "I mean, I still like my husband and he likes me, so I guess anything's possible."
Every day I feel like I see something different in every one of them that's like, wow, I'm so glad I got to see that today.
In February 2020, Nick and Vanessa Lachey began co-hosting the Netflix dating show Love is Blind. The concept focuses on emotional rather than physical attraction, as participants speak while being separated by a barrier and only get to see each other once a marriage proposal has happened. The climax is a wedding that's held at the end of a 4-week period, during which the contestants have the option of saying, "I don't." Although some viewers might be skeptical about such a concept, some of the couples featured on the show are still married, at least as of 2024. When the Lacheys appeared on the Comments by Celebs podcast, they were asked if they foresaw how popular the show would become, to which Nick responded, "I think the easy answer to that is no. I don't think anyone expected this. It's been crazy." He also noted that he and Vanessa often found the show fascinating at the end of a long filming day, which suggested that the audience could very well end up just as invested as they were.